All right, so Fabric SQL is coming at us fast and hard. This preview feature is knocking people's socks off, but some organizations are not necessarily ready for the power that this is going to unlock. Today's video, we're going to go through some new security settings and updates that are out there and available, and how you should set this up so that your organization can take advantage of these powerful new capabilities. Let's get into it. All right, do the whole YouTube thing. Like, subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. That means so much to the algorithm. If you want early access to this content for $5, you can become a member and you get to see the stuff all ahead of time. All right, so Microsoft just announced this, that they're extending flexibility around default checkbox changes intended for SQL database and Fabric. What the heck does this mean? Well, for those of you who don't know, Fabric SQL databases is just basically Azure SQL has been brought into Fabric. So while you can go into Azure and you can just go stand up and pay for a standalone capacity over on the Azure side of the house, you no longer have to do that, create that dedicated capacity, that dedicated spend that runs and operates over there. You can just have that as part of your capacities over in Fabric. Takes just a few seconds. I've got many videos on that. I'll hopefully have links someplace. But you can, it's really powerful. It's really useful. But there's many organizations who are like, have hundreds of Azure SQL databases that, they want to actually come up with a plan and organization to have those suddenly become Fabric SQL databases, so that they don't just flip them over in the middle of the night and then your Fabric workloads start to now all that compute shifts, and you want to plan for that, right? Like Fabric still has capacity limits, and you want to make sure that you've got a plan in place. These tenant settings are going to allow you to actually establish that. Okay. So they've got, they've kind of pushed back some of the timing on it just to give people more of a heads up on how to make sure that you've got everything set up right. Okay. So there's a checkbox and notification that just got rolled out in February 28th. There's an info box that's displayed that just got started displaying like on March 8th at the time of filming this video. That was a week ago. This is actually at the end of March. We're going to actually see this enabled automatically by default in your organization. If you haven't flipped the toggle on this, it's just going to come on. Okay. So please be aware, this is something that you need to take some action on, unless you want people to just have like free access to this content. Okay. So make sure for all of your Fabric admins, you go in and review these settings, because you'll want to make sure that you either accept the default settings or enable this in your company. Okay. Because this is going to be, it's starting off as off, but at some point in time, this is going to go to on. Now, if you've already toggled with it, you're not going to see this display. So just be aware of it. Okay. Now, I'm going to actually flip over and show you inside the Fabric settings, how should you set up this SQL database, right? And if I'm in my admin settings, like you can see right here, it's right near the top. Here's my SQL databases right under the Fabric heading. And now I've got it enabled, and this is what I recommend for you to do so that you could test this out. There's two security groups you should have, and that people should have access to this. Number one, it's your Fabric admins, okay? There's a whole bunch of features and functionalities that are predictably going to come to the service that's going to leverage Fabric databases. Your administrators are going to need to be able to use this stuff. So by default, let your admins have access to this, right? They're the ones who control everything. They're the ones who control all the toggles. They're the ones responsible for this stuff. So make sure that they have access to Fabric databases, okay? And then next, you're going to want to make sure that your Fabric preview team, or the people who are really keeping up to date on the changes in Fabric, testing out these new capabilities, testing these components out, they've got access to this content at a bare minimum. Okay. This is the recommended settings for how you should have your organization set up for day one of Fabric SQL. Now, for those of you who are currently using Fabric SQL to great success, and I'm hearing all sorts of stories about it. I've got clients that are running it and they absolutely love this. What we're going to actually call out is I think the recommendation's about to become, have a Fabric SQL or Fabric database builder option here. So you can actually bless the people in your organization who are going to be allowed to create Fabric SQL databases. Okay. This is going to be a powerful new capability that we want people to be able to leverage. But some controls, are something that you might want to have in place, especially if you have consumption challenges and issues. Making sure that you've got limitations in place are going to be really important. A word of note or caution or just awareness. Once a Fabric database is created, I do not believe, and my testing doesn't show that, like, by turning these security groups on, if someone who owns a Fabric database is already has that database out there and they're not in these groups, that is going to continue to run as far as I can tell. If anyone is seeing opposite results of that, please leave a comment down below. There's no real documentation that I found on the subject. So I just want you to be aware. It looks like if someone has created a Fabric SQL database before you implement these groups, it's just going to continue to be able to run and operate out there. That's where you go into like your Fabric governance portal, find those items, talk with the users, figure out if it should be deprecated, move to its own capacity, that type of thing. All right. Oh, this is great news. Fantastic stuff. So having tons of success with Fabric databases, they're really bringing like some incredible OLTP. So applications running on them inside of Fabric are awesome for the integration with analytics, but also seeing really great success with having this as the gold layer and that final place where that curated information is stored and managed and accessed by reports downstream. So this is amazing advancement for Fabric. It's something that's really powerful that's going to be in your organizations. You should be out there managing it, making sure that you're using it appropriately. Just kind of like with all things. All right. Hope you found this useful. If you did, leave a comment down below. Let me know your favorite Batman movie. All right. Would love to see how many people are still watching this at this point in time. I know it's, just like with all YouTubes, nobody watches to the end. But if you are, and I got mad love for you, drop your favorite Batman movie in the comments. All right. You guys have the best day ever. Peace. Okay. And I get it. Like this is so much, right? There's governance and there's databases and there's AI and there's data science. It's a lot. If you need help, I can help you. Head over to bakertilly.com/digital. There's a little form you can click and you can get help on this. But if you think you can do it by yourself, I have faith and confidence in you that you're capable of doing it. These videos here will help you out. Really, it's, if you just don't have time.